a game of hot questions and even hotter wings. Today we have two very special guests, Dan Bowie of Ignite Heating and Air Conditioning, and Josh Sedens of Sherwood Park Sport Spine. Josh, how do you handle the heat?
I like a good amount of spice on pretty much anything.
Dan, are you ready for this? That's
no.
Great. So as a big fan of the show, I'll be channeling my inner Sean Evans, and against my better judgment, I will also be eating right alongside you, matching your efforts each step of the way. I have some water. I've got old school Kleenex. I think that might come in handy. But yeah. What have you guys brought as your magical efforts here to fight the hot?
I'm scared to say anything because you're just going to cut me off again.
You're good now.
Yeah. So in my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cup, I got a little bit of milk. That'll be my last ditch effort. I got a big jug of ice water, and I got some Coke Zero.
Nice.
I got a cup of room temperature water, and if it's emergency time, and in the end, I might have to run to the freezer and grab some vanilla ice cream. But otherwise, I'm just sticking to the water for now.
We have 10 questions and 10 wings each. That's 30 wings to go through. Some will be individual and some for the both of you, and some surprises along the way. And to confirm, do you have any prior knowledge of tonight's questions?
Unfortunately not.
No.
Everything is fresh. I'm seeing beads of sweat develop already, which I love. I'm eating it up.
My palms are sweating like crazy.
We'll get loaded up, and I'll help us all follow along the way. So our first sauce tonight is, you have to fight the backdrop. We have our classic hot sauce. Dan, you're first up. I don't know if you got the alerts, but November 25th, yesterday, was National Play with Dad Day. So if you missed it, you're going to have to make it up on the weekend. And I suppose you're like me walking into this parenting thing with two girls wondering, can I do this? So I'm wondering now, as they're approaching the early teenage years, what are you realizing you appreciate most about being a dad to daughters, and what phenomenon still baffles you?
Well, first part of the question, being a dad to two girls, it's just watching them learn and develop and become these little ladies is amazing. The thing that baffles me most is you can almost see the day the attitude button switches, and they are so bold with the things that they say. Totally blew me away.
No filter. But they'll give you all the feedback.
Oh yeah. They the worst part is when they say something to you and you're like, they got that from me. That's something that I would say. But yeah, it's amazing. Just they grow up so fast, and yeah, it's they're out of my control.
Great. I feel your pain. The estrogen alarm goes off in my house on a regular basis, but love the whole ride. Wing number 2, can I get it there right enough? Frank's Chili Lime is our wing number 2.
This one smells great.
Yeah. See, it's teasing you. You're gonna get too confident here. How do you maintain your composure?
Everywhere already.
No one would know unless you said it.
I'm just an honest guy.
Okay, Josh, I know Palmer College holds a special place for you, having completed your journey of becoming a doctor of chiropractic there. What are your fondest memories of San Jose, California, and the time you spent there?
I think for me, the best part about that location was you could be at the beach in like 45 minutes in Santa Cruz. You could go surfing there in the morning. You could go mountain biking not very far away in the mountains as well. You could go snowboarding pretty close as well. So just being so central to so many outdoor things that you could have at your fingertips at any time was pretty awesome.
So it's not ruined for you with all the studying that came along with it?
You got to make time to have fun. We did a lot of studying, but we had a lot of fun there too.
Nice. Follow-up question. How good of a surfer are you?
Not amazing. It is definitely one of the more challenging balance sports that I've ever done. I'm great at snowboarding. I skateboarded, but it's just completely different. So it took a while to get the hang of, for sure. My wife picked it up faster than I did, to be honest, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
We're going to go a different direction here, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one in the camera, but wing number 3 is we're going to do a little bit of Nando's peri-peri sauce.
Oh, yeah.
So Dan, back to you. In a year where for many different reasons, supporting local has taken on a completely elevated meaning. As someone who invests a lot of energy into supporting other local businesses, including working with great Canadian companies like Napoleon, the term supporting local can become even more of just a phrase unless we're willing to act on it. What advice do you have for those of looking for ways to dig in and support closer to home?
The one thing that I've noticed this year, and I know that you're not on social media, but there's so much information on social media that are talking about local businesses, and it doesn't matter what business you pick, whether it's a bakery, clothing store, or a heating and air conditioning company. Literally every dollar counts right now. Get on Google, search Edmonton Made. I've already found some sweet stuff for some sweet presents this year on edmontonmade.ca. So
it's awesome. Spend the time, do your research, and we appreciate that because we need it. Are we ready for wing 4?
Ooh,
have for wing 4 here. I think this is a little bit of a Superstore special. Northern Lights. Picante. Does anyone know what picante means?
Spicy.
My wife took the cats upstairs, otherwise they would be crawling all over here trying to mess this up. So
Josh, using the old barber with a bad haircut analogy, speaking to what sets you apart and what you value in your field, what are the key things you would be looking for in someone that you would be willing to give yourself an adjustment? So
if I'm understanding the question correctly, like what would I look for in a chiropractor?
Yeah, if you were willing to let someone work on yourself, your own body, what were those key things you'd be looking for?
First of all, I do currently let my old roommate from Palmer, Dustin, shout out Dr. Dustin. We kind of exchange adjustments there. So I obviously trust him because I lived with him for a while. But if I was looking for someone, I would want to see someone who puts their patient first, spends a little bit more time with them to really listen to what's going on with their body and what their health goals are. And someone who takes into account the approach that you want. Some people want a little bit of a gentler approach, and some people really need something else. So I would want someone who, cares about what type of person I am and what my health goals are and what my preferences are as well as far as treatment goes, for sure.
What are we on now? We're on 5. We're getting towards the middle here. We're getting to some of our more select sauces, which I'm getting a little excited about. This is cranking it up a little. Black Mambas.
Smells good.
Well, it says it has great taste on the bottle, so Dad's making a mess again.
So bad.
So I'm going to dive into the first joint question I have for the two of you. So I really find how people talk about this year very interesting by saying things like, I can't wait until 2020 is over, or screw 2020. Like it was a calendar that decided to disrupt us so much this year, and on December 31st, everything will go back to normal. So on the theme of treating 2020 like a tangible force of nature, what has 2020 done to provide clarity for you in a positive way?
I'd say for me, I'm not going to lie, like at the beginning of things, I was in that whole mind space too of like 2020 sucks. This is terrible. I had visions for my business and directions I wanted to go, connections I was planning to make as the summer came and sports teams were taking off. I kind of wanted something for my business that couldn't happen just because of restrictions. But I think as a relatively new entrepreneur and business owner, it really gave me kind of a sense of not everything's going to happen the way you want it to. It's how you react to it. It's how you pivot. learning to do things really well, like networking and meeting other business owners, and kind of sharing ideas and referring between each other. And it kind of gave me that ability that I didn't really know I had necessarily to take my business in a different direction for the time being, and maybe circle back in 2021 or whatever. But I didn't really have that knowledge in that capacity beforehand. And so that's definitely something that 2020 has brought to me as a business owner.
I think we all experienced it at one point, just disappointed and frustrated with the way that the year has gone. We're having one of our best years leading up to this. Finally, our slow months were starting to be busy again. But I think what I realized is just really appreciate every single job that you get, because it does, like, that customer put their trust in you, or that client put their trust in you, and it can be gone as fast as it comes in. And I probably hit rock bottom at some point this year, where just like, what am I doing? Like, is this all worth it? And then an opportunity comes up, and then that kind of perspective changes, and you just, you know what, I'm going to do this. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be worth it because it's helping somebody else. So
with Hot Ones, you can never prepare for the answers. So thank you for such elaborate ones. That's a great one. And that rounds out our bottom 5. We're working our way up to the top ones. I'm getting more worried. I don't know how the both of you are feeling, but
I'm not sure if I'm sweating because the hot sauce or because I'm super nervous.
This next one comes to us straight from Hawaii. Hamajang? Josh, I think you're a little better with this one.
The Hamajang Adobo Loco. This one's awesome.
Yeah.
It's turning up the now.
Already. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that already jumped a full 100% from number 5.
Now I know why I'm sweating.
So I'm not feeling it too much on my tongue, but my nose is starting to run. Excuse me.
Next question. So we all have super specific terminology that applies to our industries that not many outside can truly fully explain or understand. Dan, we need you to spend some time fully explaining sheet metal ears to us. So
sheet metal ears, man, this is really hot. It's good. If you want, so Rob, you're building a house right now.
Yeah.
And I would, you don't need to go inside the house, but I would ask your builder, when are they doing the duct work? And go there and sit in the garage. And when you have 2 or 3 guys doing a duct line, hammering duct together in an empty basement, the sound of that metal hammer hitting the metal ductwork, it's loud. And we've had constantly other trades, plumbers, electricians, complaining that they can't hear their radios because all you hear is bang, 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 bang. And so when I say sheet metal ears, is my ears are, I don't hear well, to simplify that. And so sometimes people say anything, and I'm just like, what? Can't hear you, sheet metal ears.
Whew. And we are moving on to sauce number 7, which already has a listed Scoville rating of 100 to 300. I don't know, like what's the degree of error on that when it's 100 to 300,000?
Maybe
so
it's seasonal.
Seasonal. Hellfire Detroit is our next sauce.
So I already made a rookie mistake leading up.
No.
I was dabbing quite a bit on, and number 6 taught me that lesson real fast, because now the lips are starting to tingle.
I'm doing
a smaller dab now.
Josh, I personally have a big passion for entrepreneurship, and most often that comes with living vicariously through great entrepreneurs like yourself. I can only imagine the many key moments that came along with building your own business. Talk me through the emotions specifically of renovating your location and making it come to life. Does the pride and excitement outweigh the anxiety and surprises that come along with it?
I would say, yeah, the finished product, the surprise and the feeling of accomplishment that now you can open your doors and serve people definitely outweighs it. That being said, my personal experience was quite a journey. It was over a year actually from the date that I put the down payment on the unit that I renovated until I actually opened. So there was a long waiting period, a lot of backstory there that we don't have time to get into, but I was frustrated for a long time and thought that, like, is this really going to be worth it when I open the doors? Like, after waiting for a year, is it going to be worth it? And it definitely was. Looking back, for sure, just the feeling of like, wow, finally finished, and now I get to do what I do best. That was an awesome feeling for sure.
And do you still go through and point out the little areas, that imperfections that you need to work on? Is it the same as that house that you've been working on for a while?
Yeah, there's some like kinks that I had to work out and figure out how to improve them over time, but and I'm sure I'll still figure things out as the years go on, but I would say it's pretty seamless. Other than that, just little things.
All right, we're at sauce number 8. We're getting a little classier with ourselves, a little hotter, a little classier. Dawson's Szechuan ghost pepper sauce in it.
I did too much again. This is going to be terrible.
You can't fully prepare for the viscosity of each of these sauces. So Dan, it's unavoidable to not bring up the stash. Movember is wrapping up in a cause that you've supported well over the years. And I don't know of a cause that has been able to gather more support from its ability to transform the identity of those supporting it. Now, I'm going to list off some famous mustaches, and I need to give you to give them a score out of 10 with your expert mustache rating system that not everyone's aware that you have. So stash number 1, Hulk Hogan.
Ooh, brother. Can you, the first one, am I allowed to give it a 10 out of 10?
Sure, yeah.
The whole...
It's your scale.
It seems like you have a Jeff Goldblum rating.
Well, I got to go 10 out of 10 because, the Hulk mania, especially when his hair was blonde and his goatee was dark. That was a pretty epic stash, but back in the heyday, you can just picture him pulling his shirt apart, and the goatee's all part of that. So is that called a goatee? I have the rating system, but I don't know.
But I'm truly finding out how much it's getting a little awkward how much of a fan of Hulk Hogan you are. Moving on to Burt Reynolds.
I give him a 9.5.
9.5. He's worried that he started too high. Albert Einstein.
Did he have a mustache?
I told you
he had a
rocked a mustache.
I'll give him a 9.5 too. And
finally, I don't think I have to guess here, but Nick Offerman's Ron Swanson mustache.
Ooh, we're busting the scales here. He's taken the win with an 11.5.
There it is, the official stash rating. We're going to miss both of those when they're gone, but appreciate the money that you guys have raised. We're moving on to number 9. I don't know about you, but the tears are flowing for me already.
Yeah. Wow, that is powerful.
Trinidad Scorpion. This is a tall bottle. I don't know if that has anything to do with the hotness, but
I'm pretty sure if you dump this on an oil stain on your driveway, it would be able to clean it off.
Oh my goodness.
I can barely see, but we're moving on to question number 9. And the question is for you, Josh. You have a passion for advice, and even more specifically to athletes. A lot of times in life, we don't put the oxygen mask on first and protect our most important client. I know there are times I wish I looked at myself, took myself aside and gave me a little more coaching from a banking perspective. That being said, what would Josh, the chiropractor, tell Josh, the young athlete?
I would tell Josh, the young athlete, definitely to eat better. As a young person, you feel like you can eat anything, you don't have any effects from it. but that leads to some bad habits down the road. That's one thing for sure that I would say nutrition is key. And I think a lot of young athletes nowadays are taking that more seriously, which is awesome to see. Number two would be, if you're really serious about your sport, to find like a one-on-one coach that can help you, even some strength and conditioning as well, to really focus on the strength and skill set you need for your sport. Yeah, and probably the last thing would be focus more also on the healthcare side of things. If you need, you know, a visit to the physiotherapist or the chiropractor or massage therapist, you know, especially as young guys, I think feel invincible. So if something's nagging injury, you just it'll get better. So I would have definitely taken that more seriously, looking back on things. The lips are burning.
And as we're getting a little more delirious as we go, I'll do a second reminder for watching around the eyes.
Yep.
And we are moving into dangerous territory now. We're on to the Hot Ones Classic. Last dab.
This one's thick. You gotta be careful. The whole
it is so thick. Come out. It is so thick. It's a Carolina Reaper special. Sometimes you got to shake it to get it moving. And
oh boy.
As tradition,
I think I did a little
tradition around here to put another dab on. You don't have to if you don't want to.
This makes me nervous.
Oh boy. Is that enough? Kind of covered.
Cheers.
Wow. You made your way to the final question through the final wing. As you're fighting through the pain, I'm going to ask you both one final joint question. So you both have a strong level of pride in supporting the community you grew up in and gravitated your way back there, both in different ways. Explain to me in the best way possible what the feeling is like for you to be able to grow a business in the community you grew up in and support the people within it. And what does that really give back to you to face all the things that we've gone through, especially in this past year?
So it's surreal. Sometimes, like, you just, okay, Siri's talking to me again.
Maybe sorry. That's just the hot sauce talking to you.
So it's surreal when you see your logo posted somewhere, or you see your like a great Google review or something on Facebook. This gets worse as it goes.
It gets so much worse.
The more air you intake, the more you feel it.
Yeah. So it's kind of surreal because you're like, I mean, it started out with just me, and now we're reading out these Google reviews that are about the guys on my team, and it's just a huge sense of pride when someone's telling you how great one of your guys was on a job. And Siri, you're killing me here. But yeah, I'll stop there because I can't see what I'm doing.
I don't even remember the question, but I'll answer it how I thought you asked it. For me, it's really awesome to come back to a community that I found in my growth and my journey from going from school out to California and coming back. I had a huge support system here cheering me on along the way, and friends, family, and people in the community. And for me to come back and be able to give back and help people out as best I can, it's pretty awesome feeling. I know not a lot of people have the same support that I had, and for me that was really crucial to get to where I am at this point. So yeah, it's pretty amazing to have something like that.
It's still getting
what
worse.
Amazing answers to wrap up question 10. 10 sauces up, 10 sauces down. You've passed the gauntlet. Ooh. The liquid lineup, the Scoville Saloon, the Heat Wave Highway. You've earned it. I shouldn't feel so much pleasure in seeing you both go through this pain, but I think we've all learned something. the floor is yours. What final messages do you have to wrap this up?
Rob, first of all, thank you for doing this. You are a natural in hosting or interviewing. Brain's not working. I guess I want to go back to the support local. Find whatever way you can help a mom and pop shop in Edmonton and Sherwood Park here, and give them a little bit of your money, because it's not going to any shareholders. It's not going to anything other than supporting their family and trying to grow. So, oh man.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. I think it's super important, as we know, in 2020, there's a lot of small businesses out there suffering, and you know, Amazon's always going to be there. Amazon's always going to be making a ton of money, but you know, the importance of community and just helping out people that are you know, struggling to get by with their business and trying to stay open, and with all the measures, keep people safe and distance, but also, you know, provide a service or a product that we can all use. It's pretty crucial to keep them in our community, so that you know, when this all turns around, they're still there. So yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot, Rob. This was so much fun, even though my mouth is completely numb, but somehow still burning. Yeah, this was
did
awesome.
it all with water. That was impressive too.
I couldn't have said
Rob,
better
did you even
myself.
drink anything?
Great way to wrap it up. Enjoy it. Thank you both for your time, and great job today.